The first part of the Halo Infinite redesign will focus on the brutes, primarily their armor. My main problem with the designs right now are that I think they look too high-tech for the character of the brutes. I think partly this feeling comes from the fact that their armor lacks any jagged edges or sharpness. While I'm sure that Infinite's designs would be much more comfortable to wear than the previous Halo 3 designs, I think they just flat out lack any intimidation factor. The next thing that I want to point out is that I think their armor is too form-fitting. They look like perfectly crafted action figures straight out of the mold. I think they could really use some asymmetry or having offset or misaligned armor pieces. Just something to break up the shapes and add some character. I think overall that's my biggest complaint about these designs, is that they just lack character. Which is a huge shame because that's something that Halo has always had. While Halo hasn't always had the best graphics, it's always had a super abundance of character. And that's my goal for today, to design something with character. Alright, after a couple of hours, this is what I came up with. I'm by no means satisfied with this design, but I think it's a good start in the direction I want to go. My main inspiration outside of the previous brute designs is ancient armor, like knight's armor or samurai armor. I think those two influences are represented equally here. I tried to design pieces that would layer and overlap each other, creating a cobbled together look. I was leaning into the samurai idea pretty hard with the upper leg battle dress pieces. While I wanted the armor to look rough and old, I still wanted it to be somewhat technological with cut lines and industrial marking. I also tried to be very minimal with the undersuit. I tried to keep things less form-fitting and not having things so perfectly attached. This is the look I think the Banished should have. The Banished as they stand are very high-tech, if not even more high-tech than the actual Covenant. I just think that a splinter group should have less resources and their armor should reflect that. I also completely forgot to talk about these helmets. I designed these as a warm-up before I did the main design. I actually like what I came up with here, and I'll definitely keep iterating on them. So if you want to see these designs further refined, stay tuned for part 2.